Hey guys, my name is Nora Franche, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessedness Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. All right, we are keeping on with the birthday extravaganza. Daily Reflections, page 31, the excerpt for January 23rd. Having fun yet? We aren't a glum lot. If newcomers could see no joy or fun in our existence, they wouldn't want it. We absolutely insist on enjoying life. We try not to indulge in cynicism over the state of the nations, nor do we carry the world's trouble on our shoulders. That is from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, page 132. When my house is in order, I find the different parts of my life are more manageable. Stripped from the guilt and remorse that cloaked my drinking years, I am free to assume my proper role in the universe. But this condition requires maintenance. I should stop and ask myself, am I having fun yet? If I find answering that question difficult or painful, perhaps I'm taking myself too seriously and finding it difficult to admit that I've strayed from my practice of working the program to keep my house in order. I think the pain I experience is one way my higher power has to get my attention, coaxing me to take stock of my performance. The slight time and effort it takes to work the program, a spot check inventory, for example, or the making of amends, whatever is appropriate, are well worth the effort. Yeah. Have you ever walked into a meeting and you're just like overwhelmed by the chit chat and the camaraderie? And yeah, we are not a glum lot. There is a happy joy. And they talk about in the Big Book, like the joy of people, a group of people saved from shipwreck. And that is there in the rooms. And even too, in just the camaraderie of, like I've said before, like I did that too. Like, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one. I'm not I'm not alone. And there's a beauty to that. But I want to talk more about a couple different things here. First, the initial quote mentions we try not to indulge in cynicism over the state of the nations. And I just need to express that if any of you can try to catch yourself doing this, because that just made me realize that I did it today at work. I was like, oh man, it feels like this place is just going down the tubes, and you say it out loud. And then all of a sudden, like other people are like, yeah, oh yeah, it feels that way too. And it's like this counterfeit camaraderie. A counterfeit camaraderie where you're just like looking down your nose at the state of affairs and you're not adding to the solution. You're just gossiping about the problem. And that's something that I can take to my higher power and do a step 10 on, and, make the effort and ask for help in my step 7 prayer to, like they say in the 11th step prayer, to be a channel of peace, to be an instrument of peace, you do that. And it's like you can get carried away with stuff, and sometimes it's just like, you don't even realize you're doing it in the moment. Then afterwards, you're like, I didn't need to say that. I didn't need to do that. And, I feel this regret in me that is uncomfortable. I don't like it. But I did read just the other day about regret being an emotion that actually brings about, it feels like a yucky emotion, but it can be the most powerful emotion to help us contribute our efforts or move our efforts towards change, like character change, habit change, regret. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You don't have to be like, oh no, I did something that I feel regret about. And so now I'm just like, oh, I just need to get away from this feeling. It's so awful. And then you try to get away from it, or you end up being snippy and lashing out at someone because like, it's just so uncomfortable to be in your own body when you can't see the good of an emotion that you're feeling, or you can't see the good behind the decision that you made. So the decision to be made there was probably just like, get this overwhelm out of me, or like this desire to be seen. Like, do you think this too? Like, am I crazy? And those aren't bad things, but I think ultimately what I want to hold on to is the regret being being that reminder that I want to be an instrument of peace, not one of discord. So that just hit on a real personal level for me there. And then later down in the reflection, let's see here. Am I having fun yet? If I find the answer to this question painful, perhaps I'm taking myself too seriously. And I am someone who likes to take themselves very seriously. I don't know if you are, but I've had people remind me like to just laugh at myself. And especially when the woman who coached me in the very beginning, who just like uncovered so many things for me. Something that I really appreciated about her was her ability to either see something and like call it out, like call out the boogeyman from under the bed and be like, see, not so scary. Or just to get to the point where I had a little distance from what I was doing and could laugh at myself. And that was just so invaluable, and such a gift about coaching is to give yourself distance from what you're thinking and doing and choosing and believing, and be able to chuckle a little bit, which I think is kind of what the lightheartedness in the rooms is. Perhaps it comes from this place of being like, oh, I am not all those awful things that I did. Or like, yeah, look at me, human over here is capable of doing when I don't have my higher power like in the driver's seat. Like, we can laugh at that because our tendency is always to be like, get out of the way. I know what I'm doing. I want to drive. Anyway, so I just want to give you a little bit of comfort. If you're someone who tends to feel the weight of the world on their shoulders, chances are you are probably taking yourself too seriously. And if you are, you're in good company, because so many of us do. And I definitely do. So that being said, perhaps you can find a point in your day today or your week where you are feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. And then you can notice that, say to your higher power, like, there I go. I just placed the weight of the world on my shoulders. And I want you to like imagine yourself like literally just like bringing your hands up, picking it up, putting it over on the floor, inching away, and giving it back to your higher power, and just being like, thank you very much. Thank you for that reminder. I did it again. And yeah, know that you're another fellow on the journey. So if that's you, you're in the right place. And I encourage you to, whatever helps you to feel lighthearted, whatever helps you to have fun, whatever helps you to have that happy joy that you desire, engage in that thing. Whether it's something silly or something beautiful or something just like that seems not that important, be silly. Be silly, because when we're silly, it leaves room for a higher power to flood the room. With that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.